Coming up, it's opening day for Major League Baseball. This is Locked On Now MLB.
The biggest games, the best performances, expert analysis. You are Locked On Now.
Welcome into Locked On Now MLB, local experts on the biggest stories in baseball. I'm your host, Kainani Stevens. Thank you for making Locked On Now your first listen every single weekday. We've got a bunch of Locked On MLB hosts in to recap everything from opening day, but we're going to start out in Chicago with the Cubs hosting the Brewers in our biggest game.
The biggest game.
The reigning Cy Young winner wasn't enough to get Milwaukee a win on opening day as the Cubs took care of business at Wrigley. Locked On Cubs lighting that victory cigar after Game 1 in 2022.
All right, Locked On Cubs fam, happy opening day, 1-0. The Cubbies victory cigar is lit, and I am enjoying. How about it? Beating the reigning Cy Young Award winner. And the newcomers got in on the action. Seiya Suzuki was on base. How about Clint Frazier off the bench? I don't want to say I told you so, but I'm going to tell you I told you so. Kyle Hendricks, excellent. The bullpen, towards the end, I know you got a little nervous there for a second. Great. David Robertson comes in, nails down the save. How about this statistic? Cubs, since the start of the 2020 season, 66-0, when leading by 2 or more runs after 7 innings. Only undefeated team in all of Major League Baseball during that span. That is insane. And one of the keys, I said the Cubs could contend in the National League Central this year, was their strength up the middle. Nico Horner, how about it? Yahtzee off the rating, Cy Young Award winner. No rest for the weary. Back at it tomorrow. Great opening day. Happy opening day to you. Happy weekend. All new Locked On Cubs tomorrow morning. We'll see you then.
Cleveland dropped their first official game as the Guardians as the Kansas City Royals got a 3-1 win on Thursday. Our Locked On Guardians host battles through the sadness to recap opening day.
So the Guardians lose today. Sad cat face, right? What do you think, co-host? Sad cat face for the loss. A lot of players played well. I mean, I know there'll be some people about Miles Straw's strike out there at the end, but he went 2 for 4 and stole a base. Jose Ramirez was an RBI double, only extra base hit in the game, only run across. Tristan McKenzie is the loser for the Guardians in this one. I know a lot of the hype and a lot of the chatter will be about Bobby Witt Jr., the bright young shortstop really third baseman for the Kansas City Royals, and let's say, he earned it. He had the game-winning hit. It wasn't a walk-off hit, but it was still the game-winning hit. That's what knocked in the winning run. And then he added the insurance run when he got knocked in by Andrew Benintendi. But Stephen Kwan, again, showing why I was like, let's bat him 5th in the order. Let's move him up. He goes 1 for 2 with 2 walks. As a rookie, he's still incredibly hard to strike out. And he reached base 3 times. 1 hit, 2 walks. That is an auspicious start for him. He should be starting every day and maybe even higher in the order, dare I say. It is a loss. It is just 1 game. Let's not make too much of it. Come back, win this series still.
If there were champions of opening day, it might well be the New York Mets. They continue a tradition with a win over the Washington Nationals. And Locked On Mets breaks down whether this win is a sign of more to come.
Well, if you've been watching the Mets for the last 53 years, you know how this game works. Opening day, they win almost every time, 40 of the last 53 years, and once again, the Mets come out victorious. Tyler McGill, standout performer, 5 awesome innings, went out, struck out 6, only gave up 3 hits, did not walk a single batter. The Mets lineup actually hitting with runners in scoring position. Is it just an opening day mirage, or is this a sign of things to come? It looks really good right now for the Mets. I have all of your coverage on tomorrow's episode of Locked On Mets, breaking down the big opening day victory and previewing what lies ahead against the Washington Nationals this weekend.
How about a walk-off winner on opening day? The Diamondbacks with a heroic finish to outshine a kind of rough day otherwise against the Padres. Locked On Diamondbacks has the good and the bad from Arizona.
The D-backs do the impossible, the unexpected, with a walk-off 3-run bomb by Seth Beer on National Beer Day. Miller Thomas of Locked On Diamondbacks here. I was so ready to do this post-game video and just make it super pessimistic about how Madison Bumgarner looked awful for the third straight opening day start against the San Diego Padres, about how Luke Weaver didn't look any better coming out the bullpen, and how the lineup was getting no hit by Yu Darvish. But none of that matters because Seth Beer came up with 2 men on, and he crushed a ball, all because the Padres didn't know what they were doing from their closer situation. Suarez came in trying to pump triple digits, and he could not locate that fastball. Wild pitches, putting dudes on the bases. There was no action by this D-backs offense all night until that 9th inning. It was mostly caused by the issues with the Padres closer. So for the D-backs, I'm going to talk a lot about the pessimism and what went wrong in today's game on tomorrow's pod. But for now, I just want to enjoy the moment because I tweeted out, whatever happens in the last few minutes of this game, it will be an omen for the rest of the season. And I guess the baseball gods have spoken. The D-backs are going to the World Series.
Houston made some history with their 10th straight opening day win, and Locked On Astros breaks down that 3-1 victory over the Angels.
Hey there, Astros fans. This is H-Town Wheelhouse, and the Astros win Game 1, opening day, the 10th opening day win in a row, the first team to do it since the Boston Bean Eaters in the 1890s. That's right. Yordan Alvarez, Alex Bregman go back-to-back. Jeremy Pena looked really good despite not getting a hit in his first Major League game, and Framber Valdez was dealing 6 strikeouts and went out solid 6 2/3 innings, 85 pitches, outdueled Shohei Ohtani, who threw for 9 strikeouts, also led off the game, but didn't see much effect at the plate after that. Mike Trout looked pedestrian tonight, and the Angels just did what they do. The Astros win the first game of the season. They go into Game 2 with Jake Odorizzi and Reed Deppner squaring off against each other. Stay tuned in to Locked On Astros. We're your team every day.
The defending champs got a bit of a shock against the Cincinnati Reds in the first game of 2022. Locked On Reds has nothing but praise for a team that is clearly looking for a fresh start.
The Reds have got the Braves feeling dreary on opening day. What's up? This is Jeff from Locked On Reds, here to tell you about the way that the Cincinnati Reds started off the season. Great pitching performance by Tyler Mahle and the bullpen as well. I mean, other than one pitch mistake by Dowry Moretta to Austin Riley, the bullpen looked pretty solid. And you're talking about some dudes you're going to see a lot. Justin Wilson, great inning. Tony Santillan looking nice in the 9th inning for the save. When the Reds score 6 runs, they better well win. And the bullpen made sure that they did. But man, oh man, Brandon Drury, if you had him as your first home run of 2022, we need to talk, because I didn't. We poo-pooed the fact that this dude was even on the roster. And here he is hitting 3-run home runs, getting the Reds a win. Way to play. Great game for the Redlegs. Great way to start 2022. We were going to be talking about that, Stephen Offenbaker and myself, on tomorrow's Locked On Reds podcast. Make sure you join us.
That's going to do it for this edition of Locked On Now MLB. Thank you for making Locked On Now your first listen every single weekday. Make sure you check out Locked On MLB and your team's Locked On podcast. I'm Kainani Stevens. This has been Locked On Now.